I'm Daisy Gonzalez.
And I'm Inesta. After defeating Boston College 13-3 for the first time in program history, we are here to discuss how UConn outlasted the Eagles in their homecoming game.
Let's dive into it on this week's edition of Revolution Recap.
Like a torch to a flame when it burns hot. We won't stop. Come on, baby.
Coming off a bye week and a loss to Ball State, UConn needed this win to get them back on their feet in preparation for their short week.
The Huskies struck first after Justin Droley received a 62-yard pass from quarterback Zion Turner, scoring their first and only touchdown of the game. UConn extended their lead 10-0 with a field goal in the first quarter, which would be the last time they scored until the end of the game.
This game's win is all credited to the dominant defense who held BC just to 3 points and 76 rushing yards. So Ava, what is your biggest takeaway from this game?
The Huskies would have not won this game if it wasn't for Jackson Mitchell. He finished the game with 12 tackles, a sack, and an interception. He also had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery against BC. Being on the team for 3 years, Mitchell has seen a lot of the ups and downs of this team, and he's just starting to see his efforts help the Huskies succeed. Mitchell has become the face of the UConn football program and is being awarded for his performances.
They don't call Jackson Mitchell Mr. Connecticut for nothing. I definitely agree on what you're saying. The defense locked down BC in the win after UConn struggled offensively in the second half.
Most definitely. Question for you, Daisy. How do you think the momentum that UConn built against BC is going to carry them into their game against UMass on Friday?
Well, I think the environment surrounding the Huskies right now, with the win over BC and the advantage playing at their home stadium, definitely has them in a good position. Also, with this game against UMass being the first of 6 consecutive years of games against UMass, it's definitely going to be a competitive game to see who sets the dominant tone for the future.
Totally. This UMass-UConn rivalry isn't ending anytime soon. The Huskies forced 5 turnovers in their win against Boston College. There isn't much production from UConn's passing attack, but there's also really nothing happening from UMass through the air. Getting this win on Friday will allow UConn to keep their bowl hopes alive as the end of the season is starting to approach.
That's all the time that we have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's edition of Revolution Recap.
We will be back next week to talk about the results of the UConn versus UMass game. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UCTV Sports for all things UConn football.